Hi, welcome to the review of the Haibike 8.0 trekking bike I just picked up just under a week ago. It's a 500 watt battery, and it's now got the updated generation 4 Bosch motor, which takes the power from 75 Newton meters to 85 supposedly. I've ridden it for about 30 miles. I haven't really noticed much difference, to be honest, but I guess I haven't really been on a real steep hill, etc. But no, really nice bike, really smooth motor. The engagement now is a lot quicker when you want to kick off, and certainly the sort of the motor noise and the rattle, etc., which I had prior on the previous performance line motor, which is a performance line CX. Yeah, that rattle's not there, so yeah, perfect. Comes in the call it a British Racing green, lovely finish in gloss. It's got the recognised kink in the top frame, as Haibike tend to do in all their bikes. This is the men's model. This is the men's one. That bar ends up there, where the ladies one I think ends up about here, just to bring it down a little bit. This is a medium, which I believe is a 52 centimeter, which is quite big for a medium, which is the measurement from there down to the center of the crank. I think the small, I believe, is a 48 or 49 centimeter. And obviously you can get this in a large, extra large, and a double extra large, which must be phenomenal, because I've got this seat relatively low. I'm 5'11", so probably a large is going to be really too big for me. But yeah, this is just perfect. Standard, comes with a Santor. I think they're 85mm retracting front suspension forks. Comes with a nice finished lockout and open to allow the suspension to move up and down. You can lock it for road riding, I guess. I tend to keep it open. They're air pumped. If you take that off, put a pump on it, and you can adjust it to the rider weight. I think this is just set up as standard, so I've not really played around with that. As the Rebound Adjustment also, which is, let's have a look. Try to get a video of it. Which is just there. You can twist that to adjust your rebound. It comes with a 27.5 inch wheel, really nice finish, like a matte finish. Nice anodized black spokes, quick release for the wheel. It's got a Schwalbe Supermoto X tyre, extra wide, 2.5 inch wide. Nice grip, perfect really for what I use the bike for, which is a mix of off-roading in terms of forest trails, nothing too heavy on the mountain bike stuff, but yeah, and it allows me to ride on the road really comfortably and give me really good grip. 2.5 inch, really good width there. What else have we got on here? We've got the braking system, which is just there, front and back, and that is the Modular, which apparently is the top quality that you can probably buy on a mountain bike like this, stroke trekking bike. Much better than the Shimano. Really good, sensitive, really grabs the brake disc really well, instant stopping, really good power and feedback. Comes with mud guards front and back. They're really well fixed. See the fixing point here and here. Only thing is they're plastic. They're hard plastic, so yeah, I'm not really too fussed about that. But The Gazelle bike I had previously were metal, so slightly better quality obviously, but these are well fixed, really sturdy. Here's battery, key goes in there. You can take this off by lifting that up, that little notch there, and this cover actually comes off. I won't take it off, but this cover comes off completely, and then you can twist that battery with the key in there, which I haven't got with me at the moment. Pop the battery out. There's a little quick release once it's popped out a little bit, just from a safety point of view. You push it in and the battery comes out. You can charge it from port on here. That just flicks open. Got a standard Bosch charger. As I said, it's a 500 watt per hour battery, so it's plenty for really what I want. And that just charges up there, or you can pop the battery out, and it's got on the battery itself, it's got a button which you can press and it tells you how much charge you got on there if you want to charge it inside. So rear again, it's got a really lovely finish on the paintwork, green and black. There's a modular rail system, so there's no set screws in the framework which you can normally undo and fix a bottle on there, etc. This doesn't have that. You have to buy the Haibike modular rail system, which you can, I think there's options for a big bottle. So this plastic, this rubber, you pop that out, pull it all out, and then you can fix those various fixing points using the modular rail system. And I think they're magnetic as well, and you can fit a bottle on there. You can fit a bike padlock system. I'm not sure what else is available, but yeah, but they're very sort of limiting it to you buying it from them. Got a nice crank system on it. I believe it's just their own manufacturer, Haibike. So I guess they're trying to use their own components as much as possible, just probably to make more money, I guess. It did come with a standard set of Haibike pedals, but I changed them to these Shimano. They are the GR500s, and these are the flat pedal, and it comes with lovely little spikes on there which they give you extras for as spares. You can change them. I guess you can probably increase the length of them if you want. Gives you really good grip. These are about 50-60 pounds I think, so it's really good value, and I would strongly recommend anybody buying something similar to this put these on. So as I said before, the braking system at the back is the same. Then you've got really super 11 gears there, really slick, smooth operating. Never had a problem with them. They're let's have a look, the Shimano, look at the name on there, Dior XT. So really good quality, good specification. It's got a little switch lever there which you can flick over if you want to tension your bike chain a little bit more if you're going to go off-road, so it gives you a little bit more tension. I think it's standard on most bikes now. Single chain ring on the front, so you only have 11 gears, and those are operated from a pretty cool system here. And it's got the quick shift. If you hold it down, it will change 3 gears for you at one time, vice versa. Comes with this little small bell, and again obviously the braking system for the rear there, really good quality, high spec. Comes with a Haibike seat, quite thin but really well padded, really comfortable. I've only used it for 30 miles and I'm really sort of bedding it in. Came with a standard 31.6mm seat post, which I've actually swapped over for a Santor NCX suspension post. Just felt it just needed that. I've got this off the internet. Tried it. Can't really do it with one hand, but yeah, that sort of flexes up and down, pushes that post down, so it gives you suspension, but it does sort of flick backwards a little bit as well. So you end up, when you sit on this, you have to have the seat higher than slightly normal, but when you sit on it, it slightly sinks. But it really good suspension. I really recommend it. That cost me about 60 quid, the whole post system. Good investment. As I said, on the side you've got the Bosch Performance CX motor. So, latest, introduced for around about autumn this year in 2020. Comes with the Generation 4 update, which, as I said, increases the power to 85 Newton meters. But I believe they've also updated the e-mountain bike mode, which I'll show you on the display in a minute, which gives you far better responsiveness when you want to first kick off in terms of off terrain or whatever, or uphill. It just gives you that instant response. And with the mountain bike mode, you're in sort of like almost like an automatic power mode, where it senses how much power or assistance you may or may not need. So it's pretty clever, that. I don't know why this is here, but if I open that up, I suppose it's some sort of service panel. I won't open it. Last time I nearly dropped it in there, but when you look through there, you can see some wiring, and you can actually see the I believe it's the actual E-Connect tracker module, which this bike comes with as standard, which is quite interesting. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Standard mudguard again at the back, again plastic. You've got the carrier on the back. I'm just going to try to read the name of it. It's called a Carrymore. So again, it's a commercially available rack, but Haibike have brought this in. Really sturdy. Comes with a sort of like a retaining clip. Also, it looks like it's got a lever there which you can push. That just slides that bracket. I believe you can buy a plate which goes on there, which allows you then to adapt accessories. I'm not really sure, but I'll have a look into that at some stage. I have got a carry bag already, which just straps on, so I'm going to carry on using that. Comes with the pannier racks as well on both sides if you want to use that. Again, this pretty solid. It's fixed here, opposite side. It's fixed here. It's fixed here, and then it's fixed right down there, so pretty sturdy. Again, same tyres on the back. Came with the standard Haibike grips, but I've swapped them over for the Ergon GP3. Really comfortable. Just you can move that around and adjust it, but yeah, I use it. Really good for the wrist support. So, got a standard bar across there as well. Surprised it didn't come with an adjustable one, but I'm really pretty comfortable with the position of this, so there's no need me to adjust that. Comes with the Bosch kiosk display, which is magnetic connection, so you just slot that in there, turn it on, and boot up. It comes with your controller down here. You can adjust the position, but I felt this was the best. So you've got the up, down, and the vertical, and you've got an accept button and an enter button, and you've got a left and a right there as well. So that's your display. If I go to the main screen, you can play around with this quite a lot. So you can see that. That's your main screen. When you sync the phone to it, which I can't because I'm filming on the phone, but your phone battery will pop up here as well, and it'll tell you you're connected, etc. So this is like your main settings screen. I just press enter. You can read that. It's a bit bright, I guess. I'm not going to bother with that, it's just too much. But anyway, you've got a load of options on there for setting your screen colour. You can have it black background or white background. You can connect your phone on it, etc, etc. And then the main screens, you have your speed and how much assistance you're putting into it. So if I swap that over, that's currently on tour. If I put that on, you just scroll down on the keypad, so you switch it off. And you've got Eco, Tour. That's the e-mountain bike mode. I told you it's automatic, which really is one of the key changes to this motor. And then you can put it into turbo. I don't think you can see the colours on this video, but some nighttime video here. But in turbo, the colour code goes to red. In mountain bike, it's purple. In tour, it's like a bluey colour, and eco, it's green. So it's pretty good to the eye. Other menus, you can play around with the menus and set up different screens, but at the moment I've got the clock and the range of the battery. I'm finding on a full charge eco it's showing about 75, but you could probably do more depending on how you ride. I'll just go back, that's on eco, let's just change it. Tour drops to 42, mountain bike mode 35, and then turbo 31, so pretty good ranges. Scroll across, I've got trip distance, trip time, got altitude, I've got the range as a full screen, got multi-screens there including total distance the bike's done, number of calories I've burnt. You can play around with, you can have the screen with one display on it, 2 displays or 4 displays, so there's plenty of options there. I've got the bike battery, total distance again, and then I've got the sat-nav digital display, which gives you the arrow direction on your screen. So on your phone, I'm going to try to do it while I'm on this phone if I can. I'm not sure I can, so let's have a look. No, it's not possible. Anyway, so on your phone you download the E-Connect app from the Bosch E-Connect website. So you can go to their portal and download it as an app onto your phone, and that will give you the basics link between your phone and the Kiox device. Not to be confused with the Haibike E-Connect app, which is mainly for your tracker device. So I'll come on to that in a minute. But yeah, this is the Bosch E-Connect app, and on that app, I mean, you can probably check it yourself, just Google it. It gives you things like your rides. It will record where you went, what distance you did, what speed you went, what calories you burnt, and it will store the map route on there as well, so you can review where you've been, etc. And then it's got a sat nav option on there, which you can type in where you want to go, and it will come up on your screen on your phone, and then it will send its sync to that. And on here you'll get a small arrow with lane markings, very simple, and I'll tell you where it's really good. Forget the roads. When you're off road and you're on tracks in the forest, it finds those tracks, so you can literally follow those in terms of directional, and it moves as a compass as well as you turn, and it keeps your arrow in a straight line. Really good. So Google it, Kiox sat nav, and you'll know what I'm talking about. What else is on here? Yeah, that just goes back to the same screen. You can take that out. You can also pay $8.99 on the app, and what it allows you to do is lock this Kiox display to your bike. So if somebody steals it and they don't have this, even if they go and buy a new one, it won't be compatible with this bike, so your power motor will never operate. So it's not technically a lock, but it just locks the motor out. But I haven't done that, so I thought I'll probably lose one of these, so I'm not going to bother for the minute. Don't know how much they are to replace. I believe there's a new one coming out, or it's out, the nylon display, which is, again, you can Google it, it's a lot bigger than this. It's touchscreen, which this is not, and it has the maps actually on the screen, where this just has the directional arrows and the lanes marked as well. So this is just a quad lock device I put on here for my phone. Comes, put the cover on your phone and it can go on here. I find it really handy. So as I said, this has also got the tracker on it, and that operates via the Haibike E-Connect app, which is a separate app. Finding it a bit of a struggle, really. It seems to be very sensitive. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on the GPS signal and your battery actually on the actual tracker. So the tracker is somewhere in there, and it doesn't get charged, strangely enough, by this battery, your bike battery. It gets charged by the screen being on and the motor being driven. That's my understanding after having spoken to a representative from Haibike. So I can never get it up to 100% charge because I haven't really done enough miles. So I assume if I do a lot of miles in it, it will take the battery charge up to 100%. That's the battery charge for the tracker device, which you can see on the Haibike E-Connect app. It gives you the percentage battery charge on there, gives you the GPS signal. On there you can lock your bike. So you lock it, and that means it turns on the tracker. As soon as you touch your bike, anybody touches it like that or rides it off, it will send you an alert on your phone. And then you can track it live on a map. So if somebody rides off with your bike, you can follow them. However, I found if this bike is indoors, the signal is kadump. There is no signal, so you're going to lose your bike anyway. So it's a new product they've introduced as a retrofit, but on certain bikes in the UK, I think there's 8 or 9 models of Haibike. The high end bikes, I guess price wise, they come with the tracker factory fitted. So yeah, it's a great gadget. I'm still trying to work out how it all works, because the charge, if that drops below a certain value, you can't initialize it. So when you first get the bike, you need to make sure it's over 40% charge on the actual E-Connect module, which means you've got to ride your bike at least for an hour, get it up to over 40%, and then it will synchronize with your E-Connect app, and then you can take it from there. But anyway, I'll do another video on that once I've worked it out exactly how it works. But it's got a light function on there. You can see, yeah, it's got the Skybeam 300. It's alright, looks pretty powerful, but when you actually ride in the dark, it gives you like a triangular or cone shaped light on the road. And with this one I can slightly adjust it. I can slightly adjust it up and down as well. It comes with a really strange magnetic cover. I'm not really sure why that would be. I guess it's just allow you to get into the fixings, etc. But that just somehow just snaps back on. I don't know. Anyway, something like that. Let's see if I can get it on. Maybe not. Alright, do that later. Yeah, so there you go. Just trying to think if there's anything else on there that I could talk about, but it's weighs about 25, 26 kg. Really good e-bike. Highly recommended. Retails at £3,599. So take a breath, but yeah, that's probably worth the money based on other bikes I've ridden. But it's high quality, high spec bike. Got an AXA light on the back there. I've purchased a cafe lock which I can also fit, and there's fittings here for it that will just fit in there. And I bought the AXA one, the extra large one, and that will come with a bolt-in chain as well, so that's due to arrive next week and I'll get that on. I've data tagged it. Highly recommend you data tag all your bikes, and I've got it insured as well, so it's got all the markings on it. Comes with the kit, it's all scribed, and it's got even the dots, liquid dots, which you go around and you can dot up different components, and that's got a reader on it, so if it does get stolen, not only the markings the coppers can pick up. I've got it on here somewhere, you can't see it. You can, somebody strips the bike down, all your components are also data tagged. I've even data tagged the battery, which is probably the most expensive part of the bike. I think they retail about £600 for the bike, for the battery. I'll do a video of it, me riding it, but I've ridden it, as I said, 30 miles, super smooth, really good multi-purpose bike, hence why it's called a trekking. But with the fatter wheels, really gives you sort of assurance when you're riding it in the forest, etc., and off trail or sort of gravel roads, etc. Highly recommended. Yeah, so there's my review. If you've got any questions, any comments, please do leave them and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Cheers, bye.